This is crazy. I swear, Andrew Claudio has something against me. Well, what should we talk about tonight, folks? The Knicks lose by the score of 79-73. March Madness. 79-73 was the final. That is hard to believe. The Knicks shot 26 of 80 from the floor. That's 33%. They shot 9 of 40 from 3. That's 23%. They shot 12 for 16 from the line, and they had 19 turnovers. And all of that gets you 73 total points. Andrew Claudio leaves me the real doozies. I hope you guys will. I'm going to keep this pretty short. I don't think there's a ton to really talk about. I'm not going to get all super worked up. I put out my stupid grades. People are really worked up. You got to have a little perspective. This team has no offensive players. And every time a good coach comes to town, like a top-tier coach, whether it be Steve Kerr in the Warriors, whether it be Nick Nurse in the Sixers, they actually act like the Knicks have no offensive players other than Jalen Brunson. And so they throw length on him, and they have 3 guys in the paint every time he tries to get in there. And the ball ends up in Precious Achiuwa's hands, and it ends up in Josh Hart's hands over and over again, and those guys don't want to shoot threes. Or when they trap the ball goes to Jericho Sims, or it goes to Isaiah Hartenstein. Those guys don't want to shoot the ball. And if help comes from the corners, well, who does it get kicked to? Precious Achiuwa, Josh Hart. And how many times did we see the ball just get pinged back to Jalen Brunson, even when Jalen had already created an advantage for them? Right? Offensive basketball is about once an advantage is created, all of the four other guys on the floor need to maintain or increase that advantage until you get an open shot. The Knicks lose those advantages after Jalen creates them. I'm not going to get on here and crush Jalen Brunson, who was bad tonight. He was bad tonight on offense, although in, like, I would say, extenuating circumstances. He was bad on defense. I thought he was worse on defense than he was on offense. But, like, he's banged up, and he has to do everything for this team offensively. Every advantage creation moment is his. Everyone. Nobody else on this team, unless it's a fast break, can create an advantage. You want me to get on here and kill Jalen Brunson? I'm not going to do it. You want me to kill Dante DiVincenzo because he hasn't shot the ball as well and airballed like a wide open one that would have cut it to 2 or 3, I forget. He's dribbling more than he should ever dribble at an NBA game. Like, the turnovers are bad. Josh Hart's turnovers are bad, but they're all coming on these, like, well, they have the ball too much. They're complementary guys. They can't be your second and third option. Like, ultimately, they played great defense tonight. The Sixers didn't have much going either. Like how many games are you going to lose when you give up less than 80 in the NBA? It's crazy. So, like, yeah, Brunson wasn't good defensively, but everybody else played their butts off defensively. Oubre got it going a little bit, but, like, you know, he's a decent offensive player. Like, I don't know. I'm having trouble getting too worked up about this. Like, by the way, when Isaiah Hartenstein was on the floor, the Knicks were plus 10 tonight. And he can't play more than 25 minutes right now. That hurts. Talk about extenuating circumstances like that. They're down to their 3rd and 4th string center for a lot of the game. And I like Jericho Sims. I thought Jericho was okay tonight. But, like, Hartenstein dominated in portions on the boards and on defense. And he had to go back to the locker room again to get checked out. You want me to get, like, super angry at Josh Hart and Precious Achiuwa for not being willing shooters? That's who Josh Hart is, man. Like, that's who he is. And he shot it better since the All-Star break. He made a big one late in this game that he had an inkling maybe they could win this game. But, like, we know the Josh Hart issue. And by the way, the roster now, as constructed, allows you to stay away from him late in games if you are having that issue, which they couldn't as well last year. when healthy. But like right now, again, like you're down to your bare bones. Deuce McBride had a bad night. I'm not gonna get mad. Deuce McBride was great against Orlando. He had a great steal in this game. You're asking him to run a second unit that he's not capable of doing yet. He doesn't dribble the ball well enough. He doesn't see the floor well enough. I'm not gonna kill Deuce McBride. Now you want me to kill the Piston guys? I didn't think Bogdanovich was terrible tonight. I thought maybe they should have closed with him just because he couldn't create anything. At least you get a little bit of spacing with him out there. But like, there are moments where he's so weak on the ball on offense, the decision making on offense, the inability to break pressure, and then defensively, what he's not giving you. So like, I personally probably would have stayed with Bogey and maybe taken out Hart, but Hart ended up making the 3 late. I don't know. People want me to get really mad at Tom Thibodeau tonight. He's got no options, guys. He's trying to figure it out. He has stayed with Bogey in the past late in the game to try to open things up. That didn't work. You have to choose right now between defense and shooting because Burks and Bogey have just Burks can't give you the offense either right now. That's the other problem. So like, I've talked about what the front office did or didn't do at the deadline. I think they needed more ball handling. They didn't get it. What was available? What could they have gotten? I don't know. But this is what you're dealing with, and like they've tread water, and they're hanging in the best they can. And nice thing tonight is that all the Eastern Conference foes in the standings lost too, so they didn't lose any ground. Cleveland lost, Miami lost, Indiana won. I saw, but they beat Orlando, so Orlando lost. Like. They're treading water until the cavalry comes back, and you just have to kind of accept that. Like, I hope you guys come with questions and we can talk about this game and like what you can and can't do, what they could have done better. But like, you come in with a smart defensive strategy and good defensive players against this team, you can hold them. And if DiVincenzo's not going to shoot the lights out from 3 and Brunson's going to have a bad shooting night from 3, they cannot generate offense. There's nothing there. There's no offensive ability on the floor. So look, that's ultimately my takeaway. I'm just, it sucks to watch it. Like, and I thought, rewatching the Orlando game, it was like, I think the miracle is more that they've eked out enough games to tread water than it is that these results happen once in a while. Like, the Orlando performance was pretty special. They held the team under 80 tonight. And I understand that Philadelphia also is missing a ton of guys. I would say the talent's not too far away. Like, the Sixers have some good players. They have a lot of length on the wings. I thought Batum and Oubre did a really good job with Brunson. I thought Paul Reed was really good inside. Like, it was 2 zombie teams going at each other and fighting to the death. They didn't win this one. Get another chance Tuesday night. By the way, it's hard to win 2 in a back-to-back. I think the Knicks will win Tuesday night. Even if Maxey plays, I think the Knicks will win Tuesday night, but we'll see. Usually these kinds of situations are a split. I would take that. That would be fine with me. We'll see if OG gets it back in the lineup. That would be wonderful. But yeah, I'm just like, they're gutting it out. They've kept every game close during the stretch, and they've eked out enough to tread water. They're still treading water. Get a win Tuesday night prior to the West Coast trip. Hopefully you get guys back and you can go on a run. But like, this group has done its job considering the circumstances. And tonight doesn't change that for me, even though it was a brutal game to watch, a brutal game to have to post game. But like, here we are.